Good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Dr. Stephanie. I am Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes, and by day I am a healthcare innovation attorney, but I am always the liberated lawyer, and I'm committed to helping high achieving women experience a life that is joyful, meaningful, and fulfilled. Because life is too long to be unfulfilled. And I've got a question for you. What's in your cup? As busy CEOs of our lives, we are always filling the cups of others. We fill the cups of our teams in the marketplace and the workplace with encouragement and motivation. We fill the teams of our loved ones with love and inspiration. But what is left for us? You cannot pour from an empty cup. So here's a little goodness for you so that you can serve others from the overflow. And today, I want to fill your cup with living your life like $100 cigar. I had the experience of smoking a $100 cigar. And let's just put that into context. Most cigars are somewhere between $10, $20. You can get them for $5 a piece. Some of the usual high-end ones are about 25, 30, $40. But this one was a $100 cigar. And I'll tell you that when I was presented with the opportunity to smoke it, I was like, ooh, this got to be some really special cigar to cost $100. What is this $100 all about? Well, I'll tell you. This was not just smoking a cigar. And by the way, as a disclaimer, caveat, whatever, this is not promoting smoking tobacco products. Now, y'all know I love me a good cigar. It ain't the best for your health, but I ain't trying to tell you to smoke a cigar. Just listen to me and learn from the story. So, anyway, when I was presented with the opportunity of smoking this $100 cigar, I'm like, "Ooh, this got to be some special cigar. What is it going to do? It's going to open it up itself, it's going to light itself. What is it going to do?" And it was indeed an experience. And I'll tell you, it was worth every dollar. Now, I didn't pay for it. I was gifted the cigar from someone else, but it was truly a great experience. And one of the things that I've committed to this year in particular is having more elevated experiences, in that I want to do new things. I don't want to do the things I've always done. I don't want to do common things. I want to do elevated experiences that enrich my life and expose me to something I've not done before. But this was indeed it. So there were 5 lessons that I learned from this $100 cigar that I believe we ought to all apply to our lives. The first lesson was the relationship that led to the elevated experience. I was smoking this cigar with someone who already has an affinity for luxury cigars. He has made it a point to try and experience good, well crafted cigars. And so he wanted to try the unicorn cigar, as it's called. And because of our relationship, he shared it with me. And so the lesson learned here is if you desire to have elevated experiences, you need to have relationships with people who either are already elevated or want to do that themselves. The relationship can lead to an elevated experience. The second lesson that I learned was the elevation of the experience itself. Now, we have smoked many cigars together. Both of us enjoy cigars. And quite often we have enjoyed a cigar together. But we decided that since we were smoking this $100 unicorn cigar to really elevate the experience. So we paired it with a exotic gin. So it wasn't just Bombay gin. Ain't got nothing against Bombay gin, but it wasn't just a little low shelf gin. It was a top shelf gin. And in fact, it was so top shelf, it was not a gin that we can normally get in the local package stores. It's somewhere that you have to have access to get the gin. But we elevated the experience. And as we smoked this $100 cigar, we talked about how we were each experiencing what What was the smoke like? What was the draw like? And really, we looked up information, listened to a video telling us why this $100 cigar costs $100. So create an elevated experience, because this was, quote, just smoking a cigar, but we elevated the experience to really learn more and to make it a true experience. The third thing is the craftsmanship. The unicorn cigar is $100 because of the craftsmanship. It is very well made, and we could tell that by the draw, how the ashes um, came about, just the whole construction of the cigar made sure that the ashes remained intact as we smoked it. It was just a greatly crafted cigar. And so that's the third lesson is, if you desire for people to experience you as a luxury experience, or to see you as a premium person or premium brand, you have to invest in your craft. You can't just put any old thing together, put it out there, and ask somebody to pay you $100 for it. And I'm using that as an analogy. But you have to be well crafted. That means making sure that you practice, that you're an expert, that you are living your values. You have to be well crafted in order to not only have elevated experiences, but to offer a premium brand in whatever it is that you do. Because we all have a brand, by the way. Everybody has a brand. You don't have to be a cigar to have a brand. The fourth thing was the presentation, the elevated presentation. Now, cigars usually come in a cellophane wrapper, just a little plastic wrapper. Oh, no, 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 not the unicorn cigar. It comes in this lovely casket. It is a piece of art in and of itself. And so, since this was going to be a $100 cigar, honestly, I've been a little offended if they just handed it to me in a little cellophane wrapper. But no, it came in its own presentation. And this is where I want you to remember that you have a brand. How are you presenting yourself? If you desire to be thought of as a leader, as an influencer, with any level of respect, how do you present yourself? Are you showing up in a cellophane wrapper, or do you have the premium wooden casket to present yourself to the world? So that was the fourth lesson, presentation. And number five, I thought was the best, the unapologetic ask for $100. Y'all, they ain't shame at all to ask for $100. This is $100 retail. So, they're like, yep, it costs $100. We will not take less. We'll take more. But they're unapologetic about it. And they're unapologetic because they know the craftsmanship that went into it, the quality, the time, the effort, and the value of what they are presenting. Now, is some of it in the marketing? It's called the unicorn cigar, for goodness sake. A unicorn has to be valuable. A unicorn usually represents something that is exceptional. Well, guess what, girl? You are exceptional. You are the unicorn. So I hope that you learn from this $100 cigar experience that I was grateful enough to have, that you are exceptional. You should be unapologetic about showing up in excellence, presenting yourself as a premium offering, and truly being committed to being elevated. $100 cigar ain't for everybody. And guess what? Neither are you. Remember that. When people question your value, don't be offended. Just know they ain't your people. Keep it moving. There is always a crowd, and not a crowd. There's always people who appreciate the value of who they are, of who you are, and they will not ask you for less than what you're worth. So here's to living your life like $100 cigar. Mm-mm-mm. I hope that you've enjoyed this morning's coffee. And of course, if you are a woman who's ready to level up to her $100 cigar value, holla at your girl. Let's have a revelation conversation. Remember the links in the comments. You can set up a time with me and we can begin to peel back the layers of how you are going to show up in your premium presentation so that the world can experience the luxury brand that you are. Until next time, remember, life is too long to be unfulfilled.